Hello and welcome to PSM Speak. The government has recently hiked the prices of the LPG cylinder. You don't worry, it's not really baffling. If you go near and see item by item, this is essential because the policy of pricing the petroleum products has been turbid. People do not know how much subsidy they get, if they get the subsidy or not, why the prices are going up. Is there real justification or not? Is the government sustaining heavy burden on account of subsidy provision to the sector, petroleum sector, and on account of this LPG because the prices of LPG have been increased? So let us look at from close what is really happening. March 2023, this month, LPG cylinder 14.2 kilograms increased by 50 rupees, and then of commercial cylinder 350 rupees. There is thinking that if commercial cylinders prices being increased are of no concern to the people, that can be so because the LPG used as an input to produce the goods that we buy. For instance, if you go to a restaurant and the restaurant uses, they do use LPG, and the input cost increases. When input cost increases, that is shifted on to the consumer ultimately. Okay, these cascading effects and other things of commercial, let us postpone it for some other time, but let us focus on LPG domestic one. The increase is 50 rupees. Delhi it was 1103 rupees, and 2 years back, a little more than 2 years back, it was 694. I have given these two figures to show how steeply the prices have gone up. And then Hyderabad is one of the metros where the prices are the highest, I can say, 1155. That was 861 rupees then. Then why the government is increasing? As we try to question, is it because of the burden on the government? Let's see from the government's own data. The oil and gas industry, let's take 1 year, the recent one, 2021-22. What center got from this sector? 4,92,303 crore by means of taxes, duties, dividends, etc. And the state governments, all the state governments together, got another 2,82,122 crore. Together, what the government got? 7,74,425 crore. This is what the government got. But did it pay more subsidies to the sector? No. The very same year, 2021-22, the subsidies from the central government was 2,237 crore. What does that amount to compared to the income or the revenue to the government from the sector? Please do calculate. If I take the total 7,74,425 crore, this amounts to just 0.28%, not even 1%. Okay, we'll only limit it to the central's revenue and expenditure in terms of subsidy. because it is the center that gives the subsidy. Even working out on these figures also, it is 0.45%. So government is not giving to the sector, but it is taking from the sector. So it is no justification. The claim that the government is heavily burdened has no substance in that, can be seen from the macro figures available with the government itself. And then what about the oil companies, marketing companies, or central public sector enterprises under Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas? Again 2021-22, and also let us take 2 years before this. That is after their profit, not loss. Profits after tax, the net profits of these companies 2019-20, 26,927 crore. The next year 2020-21, 74,198 crore. And then the following year 1,03,829 crore. So the profits are increasing. You may please watch my videos. I made some 3 to 4 videos of comprehensively explaining on the petroleum pricing, the policy, the administered price mechanism and all. I am giving the link to all these videos, the playlist in the description box below, to have a comprehensive view of the petroleum sector and the pricing of the products and the subsidies. Here in this we are particularly focusing on LPG, whereas in the previous videos I tried to show the policy and the procedure related to the related to 2 products, petrol and diesel. Okay, then these companies, the oil producing and marketing companies, are also in profits. Then how the product price is determined? Is it cost plus, that the cost of production is so much, profit is so much, and then this is the price? No, the pricing is import parity price, taking into account the international market price. And they focus on this Aramco of Saudi Aramco, free on board. Of course, the freight and other things at that point is not included, but later they are added: freight, insurance, duties, margins, and so on. All these things are added. And thinking as if whole of the product is imported, and imported parity price is fixed. That is kind of formula for fixing the price of LPG. Even we listen to the claims when the government says that there are losses. It doesn't say losses, it is under recoveries. Some price is fixed, at that price the product couldn't be sold, and the gap is taken as under recovery. It's not loss. There is no loss, as we are seeing here and have seen for more than 10-15 years. In my previous videos I have shown there are no losses to the companies. Then the pricing is not there is cost plus. And what is wrong with this import parity price? But are we importing whole of LNG, liquefied natural gas? The net production in the country is 33,131 MMSCM, million metric standard cubic meters. And how much do we import? 30,776 million metric standard cubic meters. So this constitutes about 48.15% of the total consumption 63,907 million metric standard cubic meters. But whereas in pricing we are taking as if 100% is imported. So this profiteering, can I say that? And the not subsidy but help from the sector to meet the subsidy requirement of other sectors of the central and state governments. Then let's look at although the details of other products, as I told you, I gave in those videos. The withdrawal of subsidy, how has it been happening? For petrol, it was in June 2010 that the pricing is linked to the markets. Before that, there was administered price mechanism, later in part partial administered price mechanism, and finally that was linked to the market prices. So petrol subsidy has gone in 2010 and diesel in 2014. But why this petrol and diesel subsidies? Because they are very strategic goods insofar as transport of goods and transport of people are concerned, and with their cascading effects when their prices are high in the national interest, in the social interest, the government used to control the prices. But anyway, they have withdrawn the subsidy of petrol and also diesel in 2014, and then kerosene also. Kerosene was considered to be the lighting fuel in rural areas and cooking fuel in urban areas. Even till today, we know many people in the rural areas and remote places do not have access to LPG. Maybe under Withdrawal LPG is being supplied, but some are for their own reason not able to buy them, and are also there are maybe every village the power electricity has reached to their panchayat office, but not to the houses of everybody. That is the situation. But still the kerosene subsidy withdrawn, not on one day. It started in 2016, and every fortnight 25 paisa was allowed to be increased whenever the price was to be increased. And finally by 2020 the subsidy on kerosene also withdrawn by the government, and then finally it is LPG, that is in June 2020, when the price of LPG cylinder was 593 in the market because of the low prices of crude oil and international prices of natural gas. But one difference between the withdrawal of subsidy of all these products, petrol, diesel, kerosene and LPG, is this, that when these things were withdrawn and policy changes were being made, that was made public, and there were also protests against this. But whereas LPG subsidy withdrawal, that was very calmly done without any notification or any announcement by the government, and people didn't know that it was being withdrawn. We remember the claims that 12 cylinders, up to 12 cylinders subsidy, first it was 6 cylinders, the demands and all that we know, but now it's only Prime Minister, Ujjwal Yojana beneficiaries and other poor. Some 9 crore get subsidy, maybe some 200 rupees per cylinder, whereas out of 31 crore 23 lakh people, which means 22 crore people are not getting any subsidy for LPG. So the prices are going up, and the marketing companies are supposed to review the prices every month, and there is every possibility of the prices going, and prices are not linked to the cost of production but to the international prices. When you say it is international prices, when the dollar becomes strong in terms of rupee, then it becomes expensive. When the prices in the international market increase, that would become expensive. So people have to bear the burden of the prices. So now it is very clear that there is no loss to the companies, no burden to the government, and policy is not very transparent, and people should understand this, and informed people can request the government and raise the demand to share the profits windfall with them, and to bring down the prices of the LPG, not to raise them, because it is a heavy burden on the middle classes, lower middle classes, whoever are not under this PMUI. Hope the government will rethink and bring the prices of LPG down to help the people. I request you to subscribe to this channel. It is free. Please click on the subscribe button and also the bell icon, so that you will get the notification as and when I upload a fresh video to this channel. That will greatly encourage me to bring more videos of this kind to you. Thank you for watching so patiently. Thank you.